welcome to Fringe Fanatics with Chad Lee and Chris Zane.
Hit it, Chris.
And we are back, ladies and gentlemen. It is episode 94 of Fringe Fanatics. I am Chris Zane, and as always,
I'm Chad Lee. Thanks for tuning in.
that's right. Thank you guys for tuning in. We appreciate it each and every week that you tune in and join us. And all the new subscribers that we've gotten over the last few weeks, welcome. We hope you enjoy the content we provide for you. If you haven't yet, make sure to go like, share, subscribe, and follow us on all things social media.
And that is not me peeing.
No, it's not. Chad
That's me pouring coffee.
For all you audio listeners, yes, Chad is
I
not
started to pour it
peeing.
slowly, and I'm like, I think I'm going to keep it like this. Sounds really gross. All right, man. I'm pumped. We're back.
Chad, we're back. We're here.
Episode 94, man.
94, man.
Yeah, we're trudging along.
We are. We're getting close. Six weeks away,
I
man.
know. Pretty big deal.
You're going to have to eat that hot sucker. It's going to be a bummer for you.
Definitely not. Don't plan on that.
You have to, dude. It's in the rules. It's in the bylaws.
We'll see.
In the fine print.
Football season's going to be going on at that time. We'll have a lot to talk about.
We will, yeah.
May not have time for a sucker.
You will. You will have time. It's only 5 minutes.
Well, fuck yeah, man.
Yes.
We're back. I already cussed. Ruined our money chances,
Yep.
like always.
Well, heck yeah, man. 2 minutes in. Way to go.
Yeah, I know. Killing it. That's how pumped I am.
Yeah.
I want to know. Well, let's first do Mr. Charles Haley.
Oh, yeah, let's get into
that.
it. It's episode 94. As always, we feature the player that best wore the corresponding number to the episode of that week. And this week, it is Mr. Charles Haley.
That's right. He is a football defensive end and linebacker who played in the NFL for the San Francisco 49ers in 2 different stints, and the Cowboys. And the Cowboys, it was during that run in the early 90s where they nearly went for a three-peat, 2 out of 3. 3 out of 4, excuse me. A versatile defensive player, Haley began his career as a specialty outside linebacker, then played as a defensive end because of a defensive scheme change from a 3-4 to a 4-3. He was the first 5-time Super Bowl champion. Only Tom Brady with 7 titles has won more. Oh, wow. Yeah, because he literally went from the Niners to the Cowboys.
Yeah, he just kept winning.
Wow.
That's pretty cool.
That's pretty fucking cool.
Yeah.
Yep. So he was the first. Yeah, so he won 2 more Super Bowls with the 49ers and then 3 with the Cowboys, starting in. He did start in all 5 championship games. Man, this guy he's underrated. I feel like not enough people talk about him.
Yeah.
Probably just too young for me. Or like
We
I'm
are
too
too
young.
young, yeah.
That's what I mean. But he was inducted to the College Football Hall of Fame in 2011 and the Pro Football Hall of Fame in 2015.
Yeah, and in his first stint with the 49ers, he was selected in the 4th round at 96 overall in the 1986 NFL Draft after dropping because he was initially timed at 4.8 seconds in the 40-yard dash, although later he was clocked by a 49ers scout at 4.55. Played outside linebacker in 3-4 defense. Let's see what else here. Finished second behind Leslie O'Neal for rookies with 12 sacks and was voted to the NFL All-Rookie Team by Pro Football Weekly. In 88, he was named the starter at left outside linebacker, registering 69 tackles, 11.5 sacks. Would not hold on that spot, though, in the 91 season. The next year, he tallied 57 tackles and 10.5 sacks. So, there's a lot to go on here in the San Francisco stuff. I don't know if we want to run through all of it.
Have you already hit the NFL statistics?
I haven't yet. We need to go through that. We can run through his career statistics real quick.
Racked up 100.5 sacks.
Yeah, in 12 seasons, Chad just mentioned, he recorded 100.5 sacks, 2 interceptions, 9 return yards. Didn't get very far. 8 fumble recoveries, in which he returned for 9 yards and a touchdown. Was selected to play in 5 Pro Bowls, 88, 90, 91, 94, and 95. Was NFL All-Pro in 1990 and 1994. In his first 4 seasons in Dallas, he was on 3 Super Bowl winning teams in 1992, 93, and 95. He was the first player with more than 4 Super Bowl rings, till dang old Tom Brady.
Yep. But, forced 26 fumbles, man. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Some guys are lucky to get like 2 or 3 a year.
Yeah, it's true. And he was selected to the Pro Football Hall of Fame in 2015 after several years of eligibility, and his bust was sculpted by Scott Myers. I don't know who that is, but apparently he sculpts busts. Prior to that, he was in the Virginia Sports Hall of Fame in 2006, College Football Hall of Fame in 2011, Texas Black Sports Hall of Fame in 2012, and he was enshrined in the Dallas Cowboys Ring of Honor in 2011. Also, 49ers Hall of Fame in 2015. So
fantastic. Well, hats off to Mr. Charles Haley, a true great.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah,
true
thank you
great,
for being
sir.
Our mascot for 94.
Way to be you. Although I don't think. Oh, he's still alive. Look at that. Look at him go, man. He's still cruising along, man.
Good for him. Hell
Guess
yeah.
after his football life, he was diagnosed with bipolar disorder. He had to undergo therapy and take medication. So good for him.
Yeah, that's smart for taking care of it.
Dealing with his mental health head on.
Everybody needs help. BetterHelp.com. Get at us. You can be a sponsor.
Exactly. Oh, his daughter Madison Haley is a professional soccer player.
Oh, sweet.
Most recently played for the Sydney Football Club in the Australian A-League.
Cool.
Women, whatever. Must be a good one with A in the name, so good for them. Yeah. Indubitably.
Well, hey, Chris.
Hey, Chad.
How was your weekend last week?
It was pretty good. I was batching it.
Yeah, you were batching it. How'd that go?
Batching it. Me and the dogs hung out quite a bit. Is super hot again. We're just melting out here in Colorado. Now we've got wildfires.
Yep. Loveland's on fire.
Loveland's burning. So that's exciting.
Mm-hmm.
I finished watching Receiver.
Sweet.
That was pretty good.
The finale's awesome, isn't it?
Yeah, it's real great. It's pretty nice.
It's my favorite episode.
Yeah, I love the part where they leave out you guys getting beat by the Raiders
on
Christmas.
Thanks to Patrick Mahomes being an executive producer.
Yeah.
I was wrong. I thought he was like a smaller producer, but no, he was one of the top producers. So he's like, we'll just cut that part out.
Yeah, it must be nice. Yeah, write history as you see it.
Yeah.
But yeah, finished watching that. That was a good show. I would definitely recommend it. Most all of Peyton Manning's productions seem to have been pretty good so far.
They're all good. Peyton's Places,
Top-notch.
I can't recommend it enough. I know it's ESPN Plus, but if you have ESPN Plus, check out all of the different places. There's
Eli's Places, PK's Places.
I was gonna say him.
I think
there's a bunch. Serena's got one too. Yeah.
It's all real good stuff.
Yep.
But I also Sunday I watched Bone Tomahawk.
Oh, did you, man? John's been just egging me on to watch that. He said it's awesome.
It's kind of like The Hills Have Eyes, but not nearly as creepy. There's
not as crazy.
There's not as much R wording happening, you know. But other than that, it was a pretty good movie. It's definitely got some gruesome stuff in it, but
sweet.
I would recommend it.
Yeah.
Kind of goes along with that book you've been reading about the
Empire of the Summer Moon.
Yeah, or like there were some crazier Indian tribes out there.
Oh, yeah.
In the movie, they were called troglodytes, and they lived in a cave.
Oh, wow.
And they...
Yeah, not a lot of people are aware of how ruthless some of the different tribes were. I mean, it's stuff that we really can't even say on
some
air.
of them were savages.
Very, very much so. They were mean. Very mean. That's cool, man. Hell yeah. Yeah, definitely. I've got that on the list to try to check out, because that's probably why you watch it and you're a little batching it, because that's the one... Kind of like Sisu that I watch while she's out of town.
Yeah, I was like, do you care if I watch this? And she's like, no, I don't want to watch that.
I don't give a shit. What's the name? Bone Tomahawk? Yeah, go ahead.
No, I'm good.
Yeah. That's cool, man.
So,
nice.
Yeah, that was pretty good. Watched almost all the fights Saturday night.
Nice.
So that was pretty cool.
Man, my connection was not working.
Really?
It was not going well. I was pissed. I don't know what was
I
going
only
on.
had one issue, and I think it was my fault because I exited out or something. But
man, damn, I don't know what it was. Yeah, I was almost tempted to buy it, but yeah, couldn't do that.
Didn't really have any issues, so that was pretty exciting. It was pretty good. The big fights, the Aspinall fight, didn't last long.
Yeah.
Still pretty good.
We expected that. Aspinall, dude, he's a beast. He just ran through him.
Like he says, if I land a solid punch, they're going down.
Mm-hmm.
So he proved that.
We'll get into that a little bit later. That's cool, man.
Yeah. Other than that, I'm trying to think. Did some yard work, and that's about it.
Okay, you gotta get that done.
Yeah, you gotta get that yard work done.
Yeah, you can't let that grass get over 8 inches.
No, it doesn't. There's weeds. That's the thing.
That's what she's out there doing right now. We're in here talking about sports, and she's pulling weeds.
Yeah, like a good woman.
Yeah, Butker be proud.
She's
gonna slap me.
What about you?
Oh man, it was a pretty good weekend. It started off good. We went to that bowling event that Smalley put on. That was
yeah.
it was a damn good time. It was fun.
Did you get hammered?
I didn't get hammered. No, it's
on,
hard for me
dude.
to get drunk these days, man. I did drink beer. I never drink beer, but I didn't want to drink a bunch of margaritas and get all slobbered up.
You should have made a good impression.
I know, I would have fit right in.
Did everybody else get all liquored up?
Dude, it was like, so we bowled one game, and I will, me, I gotta fucking tout my own horn and toot my own horn. I did get the high score of the night. I bowled a 179, man. It was insane. I was kind of proud of myself.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, but
I don't know what my high score in bowling is, but
yeah, we did the first game, and then after that, people started going up there and taking shots, and everybody went from like 3 to 10 real fast.
Yeah.
And after that, like they stopped caring about bowling, and then it was pretty cool. Me and Hannah played Jamie and his wife and beer pong. That was pretty cool. She was a shit talker, man. It was pretty cool. She didn't look like someone that's good at like trash talking, but she definitely,
yeah,
it was fun.
That's cool.
Yeah, and then we lost. I was definitely kind of giving Hannah some shit because normally I'm the one that sucks, and she's the one making.
You're the one holding everybody on.
I know, so I kind of can hold that over. Right?
Well, you gotta have something to hold over her head,
Yep, not much, but yeah. So that was a good time. And then Saturday, what did we do? We watched the fights. We played a lot of cards, had some drinks, and we just made a bunch of appetizers. I made those. I've named them. That amazing. It's like my new appetizer dish. I'm gonna start taking to Don's. It's the Dragon Bites.
Okay, Dragon Bites.
Spicy, and I love dragons.
Right,
but yeah,
fair.
jalapeno cream cheese in bacon. Put blackberry jam on it, and this time I cut up a jalapeno from the garden. Made some extra dragon breath in there.
Okay.
It was fantastic, dude.
A little fresh
But
happy on top.
It was the first time where like my food actually beat hers because she tried out like this cheese dip. It got real greasy. Wasn't very good. Yeah.
Cheese dips can go real bad real quick.
You just got to go the Rotel Velveeta route, man. Nice and simple.
Unfortunately, yeah.
That's just the way to go. Unless you know how to make like cheese dip that's not going to get, because it just got too thicked up. And
it coagulates again.
Exactly.
And then you're screwed.
Dude, when she put it in a Tupperware, like, you just saw the grease just get to the bottom. Oh, my God. We didn't have any leftovers of that. No. But then she also tried, and I feel like I've just roasted her, but it's bad. Because, like, 99% of the other stuff she makes is great. She tried these things called, like, English cucumber sandwiches. And you do, like, with some, like, Hellmann's and some other bunch of shit. But then you're supposed to put, like, ranch, a seasoning packet in there. You can just buy the seasoning packet. Well, you're not supposed to use, like, the whole packet.
Extra
so you got
ranchy.
extra ranchy, man. I was just like being nice. I was like, oh, it's good. I like it. But my appetizers are actually pretty good that night. So it was cool.
Yeah, you got to win every once in a while.
Yep. Yeah. So that's going to be the Don's potluck for the year, I believe.
Nice.
Yep. And then Sunday, we went and saw Deadpool and Wolverine.
Oh, how was it?
Fan-fucking-tastic, dude.
Nice.
It was amazing. Yeah, just like we all expected. It's Ryan Reynolds. All the other Deadpools are great, but all the cameos in it are great. I'm not going to give any spoilers or anything like that, but just will say go see it. I saw as of Monday it had done like 400-some million worldwide.
Yeah,
it's box office.
It's top 10 for sure. I forget where it's at. It's like number 8 in terms of like.
Oh, as far as box office weekends, yeah. I mean, it's going to be tough to beat like Avengers Endgame and everything like that. But as far as like Marvel news, that was pretty nuts that they did announce that Robert Downey Jr. is going to be coming back. And it's playing Doctor Doom, man.
Yeah, I saw that, and I thought it was just like a joke thing, and then I was like, oh, I guess it's actually happening.
Yep, sure is, man. That's going to be wild.
That's one way to get back into it now with this multiverse. You're like, I can just play whatever.
Yep.
Like, they can just make shit up now.
Well, it's just, really...
Because there's no storyline where Iron Man comes back as Doctor Doom, is there?
I don't know how they're going to do it.
They're just making shit up at this point.
But that's what they do, That's why it's titled the MCU, the Marvel Cinematic Universe, because they've changed stuff around from the comics from the very first movie, So it's great because if they went from the comics, it would be a lot of stuff would be way too complicated for everybody, for the casual viewers and stuff. So they got to like condense it around a little bit. But it really points to that old saying that's like, you live long enough to either see yourself become the hero or become the villain, or however that saying goes. I fucked it up.
I don't know, but
you know what I'm talking about.
I knew what you meant. It sounded prophetic, and I liked it.
I always fuck that up. But yeah, that's it should be pretty cool. But yeah, go see Deadpool. It's hilarious. I can't wait to watch it again.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I started watching Chad Daniels' new stand-up.
Yeah, we watched that one.
It was okay.
Yeah, that's how we thought too. I was like,
I didn't finish it yet.
Yeah,
I got into it, and then I started watching F is for Family again.
Oh, nice. Yeah, Bill Burr show.
Yeah,
that's cool.
If you haven't watched it yet, it's really funny.
Yeah, that's a good one. Bill Burr's, he's hilarious.
Yeah, Justin Long's in there.
Oh, I didn't know he was in that show.
Damn it. I can't remember his name. Sam something. He's a famous actor.
Okay.
Can't remember. Whatever.
Sam Rockwell? I think Sam Rockwell's in that show. Yeah, that's who it is.
I think it is Sam Rockwell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We watched like the first season of that show, I think it was.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah. But that's pretty much about it, man.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's it. Now we're here.
Yep.
Here we are.
Back to it, man. Talking about sports ball.
Yeah, the fantasy league's happening.
Fantasy football is back.
Yeah.
Yep. We're going to do the draft order tonight. 1 and 10 is already set. Samir won last year, so he's going to be picking last. Yeah. And then Alex, the brave warrior that he is, ate that 9 billion Scoville.
9 million Scoville, hottest gummy bear in the world.
That's insane. He definitely deserves more than the first pick.
So he got the first pick.
I think his fantasy dues should be waived or something too. I don't know.
Well, that means someone's going to have to pay for it.
Nah, that's a little too far. But yeah, hats off to him. So he'll get the first pick. So we're going to be deciding 2 through 8 tonight.
Yes. So
or
that
9,
will be
however
happening after the music break. I guess it technically would be 9.
Yeah, 2 through 9. Yep.
Yeah. So,
so
exciting things on the horizon.
Yep.
We are officially 1 week from football. Well, over a week because the Hall of Fame game
Hall of Fame, Bears and
next
Texans.
Thursday.
Yep.
And it sounds like the Bears are not going to have any starters playing in that game, so it's going to be a fun one.
I've never watched the Hall of Fame game.
They should just make the Hall of Fame game the first Thursday night game.
I really wish they really should do like something different with it because they're just ruined. Nobody watches it.
Well, you just feel bad, like
these Hall of Fame inductees.
This is supposed to be for you guys, and it's like a meaningless game on like a high school field. Like,
meaningless. Man. I think they always do it in Ohio, don't they?
Yeah, it's in Canton.
Okay, I thought so. Yeah.
So yeah, it's always there. It's at like the same stadium. The stadium's not the best.
No.
So
yeah, that's a good idea. Like maybe not the first Thursday game because that's always the kickoff game, but maybe like. I don't know, throw it in there. Figure it out. I
feel like it shouldn't be a preseason game, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We do have, maybe we didn't really talk about this, but they did decide new rules for the kickoff on top of the new format.
Oh, I didn't even hear this.
Yeah, you can't do...
Well, hold on, Chad. But right now, we're getting in the NFL anyway.
Let's just get into it, buddy.
Let's just get into it.
Headlines! Get your headlines here!
Yes, it's time. We're going to just roll right into headlines. We're already talking about it. So we might as well get into the NFL. Chad's watching volleyball on the TV. We got Peacock on.
Yeah, it's almost over. USA's beating some... I don't know what country. It starts with an M-A-R. That's the way it's abbreviated up there. What would that be?
Oh, man. Now we just look like dumb Americans.
You can't... That's not easy. That's not off the top of your head.
No, I'm trying to think of what it would be, because there's some pretty,
obscure ones out there.
Countries
Yeah, for
in
sure.
the Olympics. Well, in the meantime, while we figure out who MAR is, maybe... Morocco's
a little different.
Yeah, that's
Good
an
guess.
MOR. And we can't spell either, so we are dumb Americans. So let's get into
The
dumb
headlines.
American sports, the NFL.
Personal foul, 69, offense. He was giving them the business.
That's right. We've already been giving you the business of football, so let's continue on into it. What were we just talking about before we talked about...
the new kickoff rules.
Yes.
It came out, I believe, yesterday.
Tell us.
So, as we have explained on the podcast before, there's a totally new kickoff rule. I don't need to get into that more.
Go watch the XFL / the USFL.
Just Google
now.
new kickoff rules. Well, they added a couple new things, which was expected, that you can't do an onside kick before the fourth quarter. It's illegal to... It's basically like eliminating onside kicks, I think. Like, you can't surprise them.
Well, you basically have to announce when you're doing an onside kick. So
I think that's the other
team,
part, too. If
you can't do, like, sneaky onside kicks anymore.
Yeah, and it's pissed off a lot of people. Even that guy that we've had on before, the Chiefs insider, Farzine, he was pretty upset about it because, you look back at Sean Payton's Super Bowl.
Sean Payton wouldn't have a Super Bowl.
Yep, that really helped out the Saints.
Yeah.
So
did not help out the Broncos, the first kickoff of last year.
That was hilarious, man.
Did not work there.
Didn't work. But yeah, it was always pretty cool to be able to do that. But it all plays off of when they did change the onside kick rules. You couldn't overload one side, and when you couldn't do that, the onside kick percentages went to like what 5%, 4%, even like probably
it was
lower.
Extremely small.
Yeah,
like
so
you're lucky to get one a year.
I'm not too upset about it because I think with this new format, there's going to be a lot more variability in it anyway. I mean, dude, there was a headline that came out from the Chiefs training camp the other day when Sky Moore was returning a kick on a kickoff return. He got intercepted. Take that sentence in for a second, okay?
Pretty tough to do.
That's kind of weird. So they're doing all this trickery in kickoff returns. So I think there's going to be a lot more room for error, stuff like that. So
yeah. Well, yeah. I'm interested to see. I mean, I kind of knew when they went to this new kickoff rule that there was pretty much going to be no chance of onside kicks really happening. I mean, you're going to have to be really desperate.
Yeah.
And it is probably going to be in the fourth quarter when the game's already, like, you have to get the ball back. Like, everybody knows it's going to be an onside kick anyway.
Well, and I hope that they do move to the new proposed rule maybe like next year or something like that, to where instead of an onside kick, if you'd like, start at your own 25.
The fourth and 21.
Fourth and 25 or whatever, 4th and 20. And then, then you, if you get it, then you keep the ball. So I think that's a lot safer. It's a lot more exciting. It's going to be crazy. But, yeah, we'll see. There are a couple big news to get into. So let's get into the NFL headlines. Back it up.
Beep, beep. Yeah. We got some more quarterbacks just breaking the bank here as everyone gets signed. It's basically just, you're the highest paid QB. You're the highest paid QB. You're the highest paid QB at this point. It's getting to be pretty wild. I think the quarterback cap is coming quicker than we think.
I think next year is probably coming down the pipe because you got guys like Jordan Love who sat behind Aaron Rodgers for 3 years and had one good year, now is going to be making $55 million a year. Yep.
Well, I mean, unfortunately, the only problem with having him sit and then having him show out in this year is that they were going to have to pay him by next year, I think.
Yeah.
Because this was his 4th year.
And he
put
his foot down and he said he wasn't practicing until he got paid. So, that's he had the leverage. I mean, he led him almost to the NFC Championship. He almost beat the 49ers. They kind of screwed the pooch there. But
yeah.
Excuse me.
Dude, how dare you? Have some couth. We're on a podcast.
Well, let's get into the numbers here. Jordan Love signs extension, 4 years, $220 million, $155 million guaranteed. It is kind of funny. I saw kind of a funny post that was like, wow, Tua sucks so bad. He even gets paid less than a guy that sat on the bench for 3 years.
Yeah.
It's like, all right.
Yeah, so with that contract, Love gets a $75 million signing bonus, the largest in NFL history, with $160.3 million of the contract guaranteed. The contract comes with $155 million in new full guarantees that Love will be 30 when he's allowed. Oh, and that Love will be 30 when he's allowed to hit free agency. So, he got paid, and it was like, what? 2 hours after the Tua news broke.
I believe so. Do we have a soundbite for breaking news?
We used to, but I don't think I have it. Hold
I know
on
we haven't
real
used
quick.
it in a while. There it is. DJ Moore. This just came across 5 minutes ago, and the Bears have reached an agreement on a 4-year, $110 million extension that includes, oh my God, $82.6 million guaranteed.
Oh, jeez.
Boy, these agents, man, I should have been an agent.
Here we go.
That's good.
It's kind of breaking news.
It's like the Daily Bugle.
It's
Okay,
very
there
long.
you go.
Okay, yeah.
Nice.
So that's cool.
Yeah, DJ Moore. Man, that's going to be nasty there. You think about it. I totally forgot they had, I don't know why I forgot about the DJ Moore, but I was fine. Today was the first day I listened to a fantasy podcast.
Yeah,
just
I
to
gotta
start to get
getting
ready.
into it, yeah.
And they brought up Roman Dunze, and I knew they had Keenan Allen, and then I just forgot about DJ Moore somehow. So man, they got some weapons there.
Yeah, they really do.
DeAndre Swift now.
Yeah, they're looking pretty stacked. They got quite the wide receiver room.
Yeah, so DJ Moore just got paid. Pretty cool.
Yeah,
He had a
for
good
him.
year last year, man.
He did. Let's move to Tua as his contract, which broke, like we said, hours before Jordan Love. He secured a 4-year, $212.4 million contract extension on Friday. This contract contains $93.2 million fully guaranteed at signing. This is about 44% of the entire contract, which isn't, I guess, very high considered some of his peers and what they got, but we kind of knew he wasn't going to come in as the highest paid, and I guess with what they were able to work out with him, it did end up leaving like 20-some million on the table for them to play with, which might be ending up going to Tyreek here.
Yeah, that's what I would imagine, is that they're going to have to pay Tyreek because he wants to get paid. But Mike McDaniel talking about Tyreek and his kids, dude, that's comedy gold.
Oh, I missed it.
Oh, damn. I almost sent it to you. Yeah, I mean, you just see Dan Soder's influence on Mike McDaniel and just Mike McDaniel's sense of humor, man. I mean, he talked about how now it just came out last week that a judge determined the custody where Tyreek, he was playing, was it Maury Povich? Yeah. It was like Tyreek is the father, making it the 12th kid he's had.
Yeah.
And so Mike McDaniel broke it down and he said, he has a kid every 800 yards. Dude, it was funny, man. I'll let you guys just go. It was pretty good. But the fact that he said this in a press conference, it was just amazing.
Yeah, I mean, Tyreek has been knocking up chicks at a rate that's incredible. I mean, he's got married last year, which was featured on the Hard Knocks.
Yep.
He had a girl knocked up at the same time as his wife.
Yep.
And now they broke up. He's got a new fiance, and he has another chick knocked up again. Dude.
He's busy, man. He's busy.
Yeah, it's insane.
Wow.
He
That's
is
a lot of
busy
child
on
support.
and off the
A
field.
lot of child support.
Oh, wait, hold on a second. Oh, dude, you know why? Because it's AI generated.
What, the Mike McDaniel thing?
Yeah.
Is it really? Was I fooled?
You were fooled, dude. They
Dude,
got you.
it sounds just like him. Man, that's nuts.
I want to listen to it because, it says, father of 10, Tyreek Hill averages one child for every 100 yards played in the NFL. Mike McDaniel's AI speech leaves fans in stitches. Dude,
AI
see?
sucks,
You
man.
don't even know what's real anymore,
I don't even know.
dude.
What is reality?
I don't even know. Is
All
this real life? So, yeah.
Yeah, I believe that wraps up NFL headlines.
Let me double check here. Yeah, there's not too much else going on. Did you see Kareem Jackson signed with the Bills?
I did see that. Yeah,
He's back.
yep, he's back.
He's going to be headhunting in the
he's
AFC East.
he's like, how can I get after the Chiefs and try to hurt them? Oh, play for the Bills? Let me go for it. Yep.
He's going to hurt somebody, dude.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, let's move on to the NBA, why don't we?
let's get to the hardwood because
Let's
it's
do it.
not just the NBA right now. It's the NBA versus the world.
That's true. It's pretty much unfair at this point.
Yeah. I mean, watching that game, it was nuts, man. I had hope in the very beginning, and then that hope fell away fast.
Yeah, you look at like the stats of, because we're talking about the U.S. versus Serbia. Because, I mean, we had a rooting stake in Serbia,
Yeah.
you know? We were kind of hoping Jokic, which he did when he was on the court. He made it quite difficult for Team USA, but when he was off the court, they just got murdered.
They were minus 29 when he was on the bench.
Yeah.
Not good.
So, yeah, when you're getting outscored by almost 30 whenever he's sitting, it's pretty hard to win a
It was
game.
so tough because Bogdanovic just had a really good game, man. He really was playing better than he does in the NBA. Just had a lot of energy. And there's another one called, like, another guard they have, Milic, I believe.
Milovic, I think.
I always forget how to pronounce it. But, yeah, I mean, he was playing good, but they could not hit a three. I think they went, like, 6 for 40-something. I mean, it was atrocious. And then, of course, like, KD just goes nuclear on him.
Yeah, I want to talk about that because him and LeBron in the first half were unstoppable. I mean, it was almost borderline just ridiculous what they
KD
were
went
doing.
8 for 8, 21 points. I mean, he was pulling up from 3 and just draining him like it was with ease.
Yeah, the two of them combined for 33 points. They went 13 for 13 from the field and 6 of 6 from 3-point.
Yeah.
So,
and Serbia was the one that was supposed to give him some trouble.
Yeah, I don't really see how anybody's going to give him trouble. I mean, Jason Tatum didn't even see the floor in that game, and that became now a huge story.
Oh, God. Some people, man.
Yeah.
Like, dude, there's other games. He's going to play.
Yeah,
Like, calm down.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, I'd be like, I really don't want him to play that much if he doesn't have to. You know, if it's on my team.
You
know?
literally have a squad of nothing but, like, the best NBA players. It's like, pick one. Any of them could sit, like, one of them just randomly. They should do that just to, like, even the odds. That's their handicap. They go up tomorrow. They play South Sudan. They should have South Sudan be like, pick one of our guys that you don't want to play. We'll still beat you by 20.
Yeah.
They could do that every game.
They really
LeBron,
could.
okay, cool. LeBron, take a seat this time.
It
We'll
doesn't
still beat
matter,
you.
yeah. Because, I mean, everybody's like, oh, you know, like when the Dream Team played in 92, there was like 10 or 15 other players in the Olympics.
That were NBA players. Now there's like 40 something.
Yeah, it's a lot more. But 12 of them are on the U.S. team. You know what I mean? So it's ridiculous. I think they should, if they don't win by a long shot, or not by a long shot, by blowing everybody out, it's going to look bad for the U.S.
Yeah.
That's the only thing with setting it up like this is now you have to dominate. You have to blow people out, or everybody's going to be like, oh, my God, I can't believe they didn't beat South Sudan by 50.
I would say, I mean, especially in these earlier games, they need to be blowing teams out. But when it comes to Canada, I think Canada's got a real shot to give them a run for their money. I don't think they'll beat them, but they should make it tougher.
Yeah, you'd hope so.
Shea Gilgeous, Jamal Murray, Dylan Brooks. Dylan Brooks just likes to be a pest.
Yeah, well, I mean, you look at Canada, too, and the whole strategy that they have is just give the ball to Shai and let him just run around for, the majority of the shot clock, and then in the last 5 seconds, if nothing's happened, just pass it off to somebody else. And Jamal Murray doesn't look good.
No, he's having to play off the ball, which he doesn't.
Yeah, he's not good at that.
Yep.
And then without having somebody like Jokic to facilitate, he does kind of look a little pedestrian.
Yeah,
and it does make you wonder: is he really worth all of that money? Because
Calvin Booth is going to make a stupid decision like he's done in the past, where he's going to end up paying him. And it's going to frustrate me because I have not seen that he's worth it. I mean, the game winners last year in the playoffs, they're great, but it's like what we've talked about. I would much rather have a player that played good 98% of the game and not put you in the position to where you have to hit a game.
Yeah,
winner.
It would be nice.
That would be good.
It would be nice if in a game 7 at home you could keep a 20-point lead.
Yeah, but no, dude. That came across my feed the other day.
Yeah,
it's salt in the wound.
Pour it on in.
Yeah. But I believe. Oh, yeah. There's one other thing for the NBA we got to talk about. Warner Brothers.
They're mad.
TNT. They are not happy with the NBA's handling of this whole situation with the TV rights.
Yeah, they're pretty pissed because they did have first right of refusal. I don't really know what they're going to be able to do because we kind of talked about it. Like, at the end of the day, you should have a choice as to who you want to do business with. And if they matched it, yeah, like, monetarily it might be the same. But what the NBA is going to say in court is that they can't offer us the same type of, like, the ceiling isn't as high with TNT as it is with Prime because there's so much more to do with the streaming, whereas with TNT you're locked into cable. I mean, TNT does stream on stuff, but it is more of like a cable oriented thing. But I don't know if TNT has a chance here to win. But they're going to give them a hell of a run for their money, and that's the thing. It's just going to be wasting a ton of money
in legal fees. Yeah. I mean, to me, here's a good analogy, and I like what we talked about. We don't quite understand all of the legal jargon when it comes to that and all the litigious matters. But, for example, let's say Locked On Network came to us and they said, hey, we'll pay you $80,000 a year to host a podcast. We'll produce it. Okay, that's fine. Then Fox Sports comes around and they're like, we'll pay you $100,000. What's wrong with us being like, if we don't have a contract with anybody, just like how the next year the contract's expiring with TNT, it shouldn't be illegal for us to be like, yeah, we'll go with Fox Sports.
Well, I mean, if there's contracts, you could get in trouble for breaking contracts.
But that's what I'm
stuff.
saying,
But
is
yeah,
their contract's up, so
yeah, it's technically, you should be free to
do whatever you want.
Do what you want.
Yep.
But yeah, TNT Sports claimed it matched Amazon's offer, noting their contractual right under the current television deal, and said they do not believe the NBA can reject it. The network also said they believe the NBA has grossly misinterpreted our contractual rights with respect to the 25-26 season and beyond, and teased they would like to take appropriate action, which, yeah, they're suing them. So
we'll keep you guys updated.
Yeah, we will, because it's going to... I mean, it's not like, you know, the MLB where they're losing all of their television rights. The NBA is definitely not hurting to get on TV, and this is going to go to the highest bidder, and it's probably just going to drive the price up even more. We'll see. Yeah. So,
well, Prime's doing really good right now.
Yeah, I mean, they're getting everything in terms of sports.
Content, too. Rings of Power, August 25th. I can't wait.
Dude, is that the new fucking Lord of the Rings, dude? You little hobbit.
Season 2. The first season's already out.
Oh. I didn't even know that. See, dude, there's too much shit to watch on TV nowadays.
Nah.
It's too much, man.
It's easy,
I can't
man.
keep up.
It's
I can't
good
keep
shit,
up,
dude.
and it gives me anxiety.
Dude, everything gives you anxiety. Well,
before we move on, though, I did see Greece's hopes of advancing to the men's basketball knockout round at Paris suffered a devastating blow as they lost to Spain today.
Oh, wow. Yeah, because
So,
they already lost to Canada.
Giannis,
Jamal Murray and those guys beat them earlier.
Yeah, Giannis, they might be out. Yeah. Although he had 27 points and 11 rebounds, so it's not like I don't know what else he could do.
Yeah,
but
it's kind of like the
0-2 in
Jokic
Group
situation.
A, so.
I know there's another NBA player on Greece, but I can't think of who it is. But yeah, they don't have much.
It's all of Giannis's brothers.
Pretty much, yeah.
I think so.
Come on, it's a family reunion.
Thanasis and... wow, damn. One of them has
Thaddeus?
Thanasis.
No, I'm just making a name up.
Thaddeus. One of them has like a normal name, like Greg.
Oh, wow. He's the black sheep of the family. That's awesome.
Well, let's get into a little bit of the old F1 here, because there was quite a bit to talk about. Very exciting weekend, and we did have a couple things get wrapped up yesterday in terms of where some drivers are going to be racing here throughout for the next couple seasons.
Sweet.
So,
let's get into it.
Let's get into the old zoomers, man. Time to zoom. The zoom. All right. Well, we had quite the Grand Prix this weekend in Belgium, as it was wrought with, what can we say here?
Violations.
Yeah, there was a lot of violations.
Started off with Max in qualifying.
Yeah. Well, he ended up qualifying in first, and like we talked about last week, he'd have to fight back from 10th. And
Boy, did he.
Yeah, he got up there. I mean, he didn't do too bad in terms of having to fight all the way back from 10th. But George Russell ends up winning, but we get a little bit of breaking news like 30, 40 minutes after the fact, as he has been stripped of his win, and it has been given to Lewis Hamilton because his car was 1.5 kilograms underweight.
Yeah.
Which, kilograms in pounds... 3.3 pounds underweight. And he was one of the only drivers to go the route of just one set of tires for the entire race. They only did the one stop, so...
I remember you sharing that article with me. That was kind of the kicker.
Yeah, and then another thing, too, was this circuit is so long that they don't do like a cool down lap. Normally, at the end of the race, the drivers will cruise around and the winning driver will like wave his flag and stuff. They didn't do that in this race. And when they go around the track, the tires are still so hot that they're picking up all the extra rubber in the driving area, the driving zone, or whatever you want to call it. And, it adds weight to the car, and you can see it too when they finish and they pull into the pits. There's just like all these chunks of rubber just caked on the tires, and very easily one tire with a bunch of rubber on it could gain you at least a pound or two.
Right.
So they're saying that was a big thing, that maybe had they done that, they could have been above weight, because when the car had fuel in it, it was above weight, but then when they drained it, it wasn't anymore. So bummer for him, but Lewis Hamilton ends up finishing in second, or in second in the actual race. He gets moved to first. Oscar Piastri moves to second. Charles Leclerc now gets third, and Max Verstappen ends up finishing in fourth. But Max Verstappen still not very happy with things. He said after the fact they have some work to do during the summer break, because McLaren seems to have the faster cars, and as well as Mercedes. I mean, Mercedes hasn't been in slouches the last 2 races. I mean, it was a
1-2 finish before that disqualification.
Yeah, and if it wasn't for George Russell crashing in the he had the water system issue. If it wasn't for the water system issue, they would have had 1-2 last week too.
Yeah, that's true.
So Mercedes and McLaren have got the leg up on Red Bull, and it's been surprising to see. We definitely, I mean, we joked about just making, a little thing here with all the Grand Prix and just have Max winning them all, and then we would just take it off the few that he didn't win. But here we are. We got 6 different winners in the races so far, and now we're at the summer break.
Yep.
4 weeks, no racing.
And McLaren's really getting close to Red Bull, too. In the constructors' standings, right now, Red Bull sits atop at 408 points, and then McLaren's climbed to 366. So,
yeah. I
mean, they're just a couple races. If Max maybe had a DNF or something, maybe finished out of 10th because of something went on with the car, and they won, I mean, that would jump them way high up there.
Yeah.
And then Ferrari's third at 345.
Yeah, they are climbing and Red Bull is falling. One thing that was pretty surprising about Red Bull is they did commit to Sergio Perez, which everybody kind of thought he would be out of there, but he will remain their driver beyond the summer break and until the end of the year at least. So, yeah. And then Carlos Sainz is leaving Ferrari and making the jump to Williams F1. So I saw a pretty funny thing about, I guess they've been having issues with weight and the fact they're overweight. And they're like, it's funny now they have 2 drivers who both have lost their appendixes because Sergio Perez Carlos Sainz missed that race because of his appendix earlier this year.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
Like, that's one way to get around the weight. Get 2 drivers without appendixes.
Might lose a couple ounces there.
Yeah,
that's smart. Max Verstappen still leads in the driver standings. Lando's always been trying to catch him, but Lando still finished after Max in that last race. I believe it was at 6, right? I think it was 1 behind him.
Yeah.
So Max at 277 points, and then Lando at 199. So Max nearly has a 100-point lead in the driver standings.
Yeah, but the more he keeps finishing in the middle of the pack, they're going to catch up quick. So here we go.
I think he's motivating Red Bull to catch him on. But, we don't have another race until the end of August, and they will be going to Bahrain, right?
Shit.
No, it's Dutch. It is Max.
Deutschland.
Yep, Max's home race.
I'm going to Deutschland.
Yep. Oh, it was funny too because we woke up on Sunday and we caught like the last 3 laps. I told her I was like, all right, I'm gonna throw on this race, and she's like, oh, what? She doesn't really care about F1, but I threw it on, and she started to catch the bug a little bit. She's like, damn, these guys are flying. And then it didn't take long for 3 laps to finish up. And then so when George Russell won, and I started telling her, I said, yeah, like I can't wait for this F1 movie with Brad Pitt and all that. And then when George Russell takes off his helmet, she's like, is he going to be in the movie? I was like, probably.
That's the thing too, dude.
All of these guys are pretty boys.
Yeah, none of them are like, that guy's a creeper. Like, none of them.
Max is like the only one that's kind of like an average-looking dude.
He just kind of looks like a creepy...
A little bit, yeah. But he's
a Dutch guy.
He's from Denmark. Yeah. Sorry, Denmark.
Didn't have much going for it.
Yep.
So yeah, he kind of looks like a goober, but like the rest of them are all like, models and stuff. You look at the Ferrari guys, and it's like, whoa, dude! Like
how does it happen, man? Like, what the hell? Like,
how do you get so good at racing and you look good?
Then
like,
you look at the NASCAR drivers, and it's
like
a bunch of rednecks. It's hilarious, man. F1's just different, dude. But
it's from all the
liked her
Vagisil.
What?
Don't you remember that South Park where Cartman becomes a NASCAR driver and he thinks you just have to get stupid? And I don't know why he starts eating Vagisil, but he's eating Vagisil to make him dumber.
It's fucking awesome.
He's like, I'm gonna just get on the car and turn left.
Turn left.
Yeah.
I've heard that from. I was trying to think of somebody at work. I was like, "Do you like F1?" He's like, "Nope." It's John Coy. That's he said. He was like, "Nope, too many left turns for me." Or it was like too many right turns or something like that. I get it,
dude. If you watch NASCAR, I mean, I don't like the big, oval tracks, but the road racing,
the road courses,
that
I like
cool.
a lot.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, they were even talking about it, like all the G's these guys were like feeling from how fast they were going, because they were ripping around this track. And the announcers were like, man, you can hear the labored breathing of the drivers because like the G forces on them. I mean, they're saying like in the turns, like it's almost like 70 pounds of force pulling on your neck.
Yeah, they do. They have these special machines that are supposed to like work out your neck, like the iron.
Yeah, it's like
iron. I can't remember, Iron Sheik or something like that. Yeah. It's insane, but yeah, Hannah likes her some George Russell. So
well, he's a handsome
he's
guy.
Keep his helmet on whenever we watch him.
Avert your eyes. He's taking his helmet off.
Oh god. Good times.
Yeah.
Good times.
Well, let's hit. There's one bit of news in the NHL. We haven't talked about the NHL in a little bit, so let's get it. Yeah, it's time for the NHL, man. So yeah, there was one big signing in the NHL as the Wild sign defenseman Brock Faber to an 8-year, $68 million extension. He is a rookie. This was his rookie season. The deal doesn't kick in until the 25-26 season after his rookie contract expires. Comes after the 21-year-old finished second behind Chicago Blackhawks forward Connor Bedard. That was
close,
a
dude.
Freudian slip there.
What are you thinking about?
You know. He finished behind Connor Bedard in the Calder Trophy voting. Now I'm all fucked up. For the league's Rookie of the Year award. He's only one of 4 Wild players in history to make the NHL All-Rookie team behind Jonas Brodin, Kirill Kaprizov, and Marco Rossi, who was also in 2024. So they had 2 rookies make the All-Rookie team last year. So Minnesota, they're going to get tough again. It's been, they've always kind of given the Avs trouble, but it's good to see them. It's like the Raiders. You want them to be good.
Yeah,
it makes
it more exciting.
Yeah, it makes everything better. So,
yep.
So good for him. That's all I've got, I think, for the NHL here. I mean, there's a couple other things, but we've got a lot of stuff to get into here with the draft and everything. We got a couple people tuning in over here.
I want to finally hit onto the MLB, too. We got a lot of...
You want to do that now, or what do you want to do? Because we're kind of at a weird point here.
Yeah, that works out, because by the time we get back, we can do the musical break, and then we can start the draft order.
All right.
Draft order will just take like a second.
Dude, don't holler at me about the draft order.
The draft order just take a second.
All right, well, let's get into the old MLB.
You know why I'm excited to talk about it?
Yeah.
On a juvenile delinquent in the offseason in his major league debut.
Gonna light your ass up.
Juvenile delinquent in the
Up
offseason.
in his first offering.
Just a bit outside.
He tried the corner in this.
Yes.
Well, after our episode came out last Wednesday, Thursday, we had a no-no. Dylan Cease threw a no-no for the San Diego Padres. The second of the season so far by any pitcher. And, yeah, I think it was... I can't remember how many. I think it was like 104 pitches or something like that, too. It was pretty impressive.
Let me try and pull that up here real quick.
Another crazy stat for you. In that series with the Nationals, this just goes to show you how bad the Nationals are right now. In the 3 games, and including that no-no, they gave up 1 run to the Nationals in 27 innings, dude.
That's crazy.
That's so embarrassing for Washington. Like, come on.
Yeah, do something.
You had 3 games and all you could score was 1 run. Get the bats going. But yeah, hats off to Dylan Cease, man.
Yeah, he's been nearly unstoppable his last 3 starts, allowing only 2 hits with 30 strikeouts across his last 22 innings. The Milton, Georgia native also leads the MLB in strikeouts with 168. Trying to find where 114 pitches, and he struck out. How many here? I think Nine batters
Yeah.
through 8 innings. So, yeah, that's a hell of an outing there,
Yeah.
especially for a no-no. And it seems like he might get another one at the rate he's going right now.
Yeah,
so.
and it's pretty cool that he didn't get pulled because, I mean, we see so often where these pitchers, these starters nowadays are, you know, they might have a no-no or like a one hit or anything
Don't
like
talk
a
about
perfect game going into like the 7th inning or something, and they'll pull them due to like, you know, rest, and they don't want to hurt their bodies.
It happened to Paul Skeens earlier
like a couple weeks ago.
7th inning, I believe, they pulled him out.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. It's
Yeah.
good to see him get a chance because, I mean, we talk about all these guys back in the day, you know.
I mean, it
the
happened all the
Sandy
time.
Koufaxes.
I
Those
think
guys
Nolan
would
Ryan
pitch-
had like 7 no-nos.
Yeah, but they would pitch like complete games,
Yeah.
and it wasn't once every 5 or 6 days.
Yeah.
They might pitch 2 full games in 3 days.
Greg Maddox's numbers are just the most insane ever. Where he would pitch like a full game, give up 1 earned run, and then only have thrown like 99 pitches or something because he just struck out so many guys with his insane pitches.
Yeah,
He was a scientist.
He
with
was,
his
and
pitching.
he would beat you up too. He's gotten multiple fights. He liked to fight. So yeah, where are we gonna go to now? We're gonna talk about Mr. Shohei Ohtani hitting bombs.
Yeah, dude, it's crazy. For our notes last week, I had on there Ohtani hit one like 478 feet or something like that.
Yeah.
And then he did it again. I'm not sure the feet on this one, but he hit it out of the park. Yeah, I mean, he's just it's insane right now. He's making these guys look like, you know, chunk change. It's just easy.
Hit 473 feet on that one.
Yep.
So
That was far.
cleared the seats. Yeah, we're basically watching one of the best baseball players of all time. Enjoy it because,
It's pretty nice watching him not pitch too, because I feel like we're getting more home runs.
yeah, I mean, it probably takes something out of you when you're throwing over 100 and stuff. So
I would imagine so. And a few, 2-3 weeks ago when we brought up the futures like MVP, Cy Young, and stuff like that, I figured we'd kind of give an update on where these guys are at, so that when it comes down to the end of the season, we kind of know who's probably going to get these awards.
yeah,
And so Aaron Judge is sitting at 39 home runs right now. And Shohei Ohtani's just under him at 32. And this is leading the whole league, not just American or National League. And then in RBIs, Aaron Judge is also leading. He's already at 99. Man, he's just having another great year.
yeah. Moving to average, your boy Bobby Witt is now leading in average.
Yep.
He's got a 347 average. Stephen Kwan from Cleveland behind him at 332. Aaron Judge behind him in third with 318, and Ohtani right behind him at 314.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I want to give me a Bobby Witt jersey, man. That'd be awesome. He hit a grand slam last night as they beat the horrible White Sox.
Leave
gotta
the White Sox alone,
gotta beat
man.
the
Leave
White
them
Sox.
alone.
They're horrible. Well, then let's get into the pitching wins. Chris Sale for the Atlanta Braves is leading the league at 13. And then Seth Lugo for the Royals has got 12. And then Tariq Skubal.
Oh, it's Tarek Skubal.
Thank you. I didn't.
I saw that name
messed-
a while ago, and I was listening to Flippin' Bats, the Ben Verlander podcast.
Oh, sweet.
And they were talking about him getting traded more than likely, which I don't believe that he did because he is like the best pitcher. I think they're saying like total package wise right now in the American League. So
Yeah, he's having a good year.
yeah, Tarek Skubal.
He's got 12 wins.
Yeah.
Yep. And then, let's just get into strikeouts real quick. Dylan Cease, like we talked about, 168. He's leading. And then a guy that will probably get traded, Garrett Crochet, for the White Sox. He's got 160. And then the dude that you just talked about, Tarek, he's got 154.
154.
Oh, yeah, and we got to mention our boy Ellie De La Cruz, the star of the league right now. He just had an insane catch at shortstop yesterday. I don't know if you saw that on Twitter, man. It was nuts. He just kind of no look, caught it. Like running, deep in the shortstop area. But he's got 55 stolen bases, on pace to get 80.
Yeah, which is nuts.
Dude, he's so fun to watch, man. And then Ohtani's got 27.
Yeah, which
Crazy.
is crazy seeing the big guy
huge.
running.
Yep. Well, I do. Oh no, let's run over the standings real quick, and then we'll be set. All right, so I'll take the American League. The Baltimore Orioles are leading the Yankees by a half game right now. The Yankees have kind of climbed back. The Orioles are 4-6 in their last 10 games, and then in the last place in that division, man, that is a tough division. Like the Blue Jays are in last place at 50-57. Boy, the East is that's a gauntlet there. All right, and then the Central Division, that's the Royals division. You got the Guardians at 65-42. They're 6 games up on the Twins, and then they're also 7 games up on the Royals. All right, and the West, the Astros have surpassed the Mariners. Actually, they're dead even.
they're technically tied, but apparently the Astros have them for some reason.
There must be a tiebreaker in there somewhere. But, yeah, they're dead even with the Mariners pretty much. And then they are both 3.5 games up on the Rangers. So, wraps up the American League.
Moving on to the old National League, we've got the East, the Philadelphia Phillies sitting in first with 65 wins, 41 losses.
Best
right behind
record in
them,
baseball.
The Atlanta Braves, who I'm going to bring up something here after we get through this that made them better, as they've been struggling with hitting, are in second, 56-49, and then the Mets right behind them at 56-50. Moving to the Central, we got the Milwaukee Brewers, 61 wins, 45 losses. The St. Louis Cardinals right behind them, 54 wins, 52 losses, and the Pirates basically locked dead even with St. Louis Cardinals right now. They're both 52-54, but the Cardinals are technically in second. Moving to the West, the Rockies are in first place. Just kidding. The Dodgers, 63-44, are in first. The Padres behind them, 57-51. The Arizona Diamondbacks, 56-51, and the Rockies are not the worst. They're second worst.
Yep.
So yeah,
38-69.
I watched them lose on Sunday, so
but that was fun.
It was exciting. I was like, oh, this is great. It's just like all the other games.
It's just tough, dude. The division they're in, it's not even fair. You look at the other 4
Padres
teams ahead of them. 6-4 over the last 10 for the Giants, 7-3 for the Diamondbacks, 7-3 for the Padres, and 7-3 for the Dodgers out of their last 10 games. Like, jeez.
Yeah, real quick, though, I did want to cruise through a couple big trades that happened. Randy Arozarena from the Rays was acquired by the Mariners, moving to the Braves, who I just mentioned. They get back Jorge Soler and Luke Jackson, a pitcher. And Jorge Soler, I don't know if you saw this, he already has made his mark as he crushed a home run last night. Just absolutely hammered it. Let's see, who else do we got here? There was a few more big ones. Oh, Jazz Chisholm went to the New York Yankees. I believe the Dodgers, right at the end of trade deadline, minutes before, they get right-handed pitcher Jack Flaherty from the Detroit Tigers. The rich just get richer there. So, what are you going to do? They're real good, and they've got a ton of money. So
That's how baseball works.
The Padres ended up getting left-hand pitcher Tanner Scott. I was trying to see here who else were some of the big ones. There was a lot. If you roll through this, there is so many trades that happened. It was a very, very busy trade deadline.
Yeah, baseball, those guys get active.
Yeah, it's not like the NBA or the NFL where you have 5 or 6 things and you're like, oh, wow, that's pretty crazy.
Did you see the White Sox have that cool ritual when they when a relief pitcher gets traded, the bullpen, they all share a beer and they'll pass it around till they're finished.
That's cool. Yeah. So that was some of the big ones that got traded. I'm sure there was a few we missed, but we are on a time constraint. It is almost 6:00, and we need to play the music break, which has changed this week. This month we've got a new band. The name of the band is FLAVOUR, and that's spelled FLAVOUR, the fancy spelling,
like the English spelling.
Yeah, they are from New York. They are a pretty rockin' band, and we are playing a show with them. I believe it is September 3rd. It's a Wednesday. It's a school night, but every night's good for rockin'.
Oh, yeah,
There's
definitely.
never a bad night to rock. So you are about to hear FLAVOUR. The name of the song is Boogie Room Boogie, and it is coming at you right now.
A, Kyle.
You just heard Flavor from New York, and that again is FLAVOUR. If you dug what you heard, then get on over to Taste the Flavor, again FLAVOUR.bandcamp.com. You can find out tour dates, you can get music from them, you can get all that good stuff. They are coming here 9/4, September 4th. I lied to you just a second ago. It's September 4th at the Crypt, Denver, with my band, the Born Readies. There's also a couple other rad bands on the bill. We'll be talking more about that as the month goes on. But if you liked Flavor, go follow them on all things streaming, wherever you get your music. And as always, follow us on all things streaming and wherever you get your music. And make sure subscribe to YouTube. And
You won't regret it.
You won't. And make sure watch us on YouTube. It helps. YouTube seems to be where we're going to make our money. So just make it happen, guys. Okay? I'm tired of working.
For real, man. It was hot today.
It was hot. And we got those dang brain buckets on. Ugh.
Oh, yeah.
The brain buckets.
It was bad.
Well, it is time for the second annual Fringe Fanatics Fantasy Football League.
The time has come.
The FFFL. It is here. It is now. We got everybody locked in. I think we've almost got the date locked down. Looks like we're thinking
I believe so, the 28th.
August 28th.
Yeah. So what I was thinking, we haven't even
Six-ish.
had a chance to discuss it, but I figured
Let's discuss it now.
we have a guest coming on the 27th. He was at Samuel
Njoku
Njoku
of
from
the
the
Ravens,
Ravens.
yes.
I believe it's David's cousin.
Yes.
Yeah, so
He's the one that gave him the mask when he got burned.
Exactly. Yeah, they were out there at the barbecue pit.
Yeah.
Well, so we're gonna do that episode on the 27th, and so we didn't want to make that like a 3-hour-long episode with the draft because last year it did get pretty wild. So
Yeah.
we're gonna just come back the next day, and we'll
Yeah.
do the draft live, and that'll just be what we release for that.
Yeah, it'll be easier than what we did it last time. I also don't. Were we streaming last time? I can't remember.
Yeah, we were.
Okay. Yeah, all right,
Pretty
well.
because that's how Travis and those guys were commenting and everything.
Oh yeah, that's
Yep.
right. That's right. Okay. Well,
But
yeah. So
the
here
time
we are.
is here.
We got to pick the drafts. Well, we're not picking. God, I didn't mean to misspeak. We need to have the randomized draft order happen.
Of course, these guys are never going to believe us.
I know.
Now. But I am videoing it. I'm going to send it out in the text group. For those of you guys tuning into Twitch right now, you can hear it live as I announce it.
Yes.
But for all you casuals viewers out there that don't care about our fantasy football, just fast forward a little bit.
Yeah. So quick heads up. Alex will have the first pick of the draft. Samir, again, will have the 10th pick of the draft. So we are now randomizing picks 2 through 9. So make sure to note that so that you're not like, why didn't I get picked? Well, there's a reason because you're either first or last.
Yep, just Alex and Samir. Pretty easy. Well, Chris,
Here we go.
we go. 3, 2, 1.
Did it happen?
It did.
Are we done?
All right. For the second pick in the second annual Fringe
Oh my
Fanatics
God, I'm so
League,
nervous.
Dan Richardson will get the
God,
second pick.
Dan, damn you.
Yep.
I'm just glad it wasn't me.
That's pretty good there. A lot of pressure.
We don't want to hear about it.
All right. Now for the third pick.
Okay.
Hailing from Arizona.
Mr.
Best friends with Johnny Manziel.
Yes.
Golfs with them. Mr. Gregors.
Mr. Gregory Maher.
Coming in fourth pick. The newcomer to the league.
Lucky number 4.
Cousin to Matt Ariza. No lie. That is not an exaggeration. Met him on a party bus a couple weeks ago.
Oh.
Really cool dude. Sean Dodge
All
gets
right.
the fourth pick.
Number 4.
Oh, ironic here. With the fifth pick, another newcomer to the league.
Okay.
Don's patron, a diehard Chiefs fan, and a KU Rock Chalk Jayhawk fan. My boy Juice. James Victor with the fifth pick. That's where I always wanted, is right in the fifth pick. Man.
Yeah.
All right. Well, getting the sixth
This isn't
pick.
looking good for us.
I know, dude. It
You
is
already
kind
know.
of
I have no
ironic.
idea.
that
I'm finding out.
You'll find out here
Yeah.
shortly, but it did kind of work out the way it should. Because of last year's picks, where we
Yeah.
ended up with the top picks.
Yeah, it didn't look good.
So with the what did I say? The fifth pick,
Fifth pick.
Juice. Sixth pick, Mr. Minkus.
Mr. Minkus, number 6.
Eagles fan there. Did really well last year. Had a really juggernaut squad.
Yeah, he did.
Yep. All right, coming with the...
Also, check out his podcast, Knee
Yes,
Circles,
thank you.
with Travis P. Roscoe, former inaugural GM of one of the teams.
Yeah, hilarious podcast. All right, with the 7th pick, the driver for Smalley and Company. Decent team last year, pretty good. And another Broncos fan,
All right,
Josh
yeah.
Harris,
Woo!
gets the 7th pick. And to round out the rest of the draft,
Now we know it's either you or me.
8th pick, Mr. Chris
All right.
Oria. All right, and the 9th pick, that kind of works out because I got 2nd place last year. So if we
Chad Lee Martin.
and you got 3rd place last year, didn't you?
Yeah.
What are the odds?
Yeah.
Insane. Well, yep, I get the 9th pick, and then Samir will round it out with the 10th pick. So there it is. It's set in stone.
There
Let
it
me
is.
actually take a picture so I don't forget, so we don't have to
We
come back
have
and read
video. We will post the video of the evidence of it being randomized.
this. Yeah.
And
a
we don't want to hear about it.
Website. It's called Draft Order Generator, and you can't be mad because me and Chris are
we're
picking
dead last,
8, 9, 10,
basically.
or
Well,
whatever. 7,
not
8,
really.
9.
8, 9.
Yeah, that's dude. Numbers are hard.
Dude,
Stop
numbers.
confusing me,
That's
man.
why we talk about
Jesus.
sports, you know?
Exactly. We're not
So-
accountants over here.
Yes, definitely not.
No. Well,
It'd be much better with money.
it's all
if
set,
that was
dude.
the
How do you
case.
feel about having the 8th pick?
I feel okay about it. I kind of like more of the middle.
Me too.
Especially when in a snake draft, you
Yeah.
want to be kind of at the end because you get 2 back-to-back picks pretty quick.
Dude, not having to wait long is way better.
But then you do wait long after that. You're like, shit.
Well, in the middle, it's like right in the middle. But if you're 1, you're gonna wait 20 picks for your
Yeah.
next one. That takes forever. It is kind of cool since we're that far to the back that we will get those close.
Don't make
back-to-backs.
people feel like we're feel real good about it.
Hey,
Like,
man,
dang,
I feel good
8th
about
and
it.
9th, son
I
of
do
a
like the 8th
bitch.
one because then I'm gonna snag up one of my top wide receivers and then get my QB.
Yeah,
Don't take my strategy, guys.
yeah. He's gonna get Jordan Love, and then his wide receiver is going to be Tyreek.
Nah, dude, Jacoby Jones, man. That's who I'm going with.
All right, yeah. Posthumously.
The ghost.
From the
The
grave.
ghost.
Ooh.
Oh, I'm going to hell.
Yeah, we're both going to hell. We laughed at it. So, well, that does it for the final fantasy, if you will.
You will hear back from us on the 28th when we do the draft.
Yes.
If anybody has any fantasy advice out there, please comment, send
Dan
us a message.
said
let us
you're
know.
not getting your wide receiver, Chad.
No, we'll see about that. There's going to be a
We'll
lot left.
see. We will see.
Romeo Dobbs.
Rom-
He's out.
All right.
Josh Reynolds. So going after the underdogs, man.
Yeah. All right. Well, where should we go, Chad? Olympics or UFC 304?
Well, let's touch on the Olympics real quick, and then we'll finish off with the UFC because the Olympics won't take too long.
Hold on. Hold, please. Hold.
What are you doing here?
Hold, please.
Oh, do you have a soundbite for this?
Hold, please.
I hope it's an American sound.
Oh, no. I was just going to go with, oh, wait. I don't know.
What are you doing? What are you doing here, man?
Oh, wait.
Hit it.
Let's see if this... Oh, I don't know what that was. Sorry. All right. Well, I was going to try and play the Olympics theme song, but this is a commercial.
Okay.
So that's exciting. All right. Here we go.
Well, next week when we cover the Olympics, we'll have something ready. I want like an American, like America, like the beautiful. Not bad. Cool. All right, we'll roll with that. Well, the Olympics are underway,
Yeah.
and it's going on right now. We're watching the 3-on-3. It's crazy. That is.
Very loud.
It is. I'm gonna taper it off. There we
Yeah,
go.
all right. I can't really taper it, unfortunately. Okay, so
Dude,
yeah,
it would be fun to get like
Olympics is
an
happening.
eagle sound, like remember when the
That's
Daily
more
Show
of a-
used to do that?
Yeah.
We got to find that. That's what I want.
That noise I made, I think, was more of a peacock, actually.
You gotta let me fly. I'm a peacock. We're watching the big three right now. U.S. versus I don't know. Wait a second, but I don't. Dude, it's nuts. Big three's like in it. I know it's cool. I just say it hasn't. I haven't caught into it.
Well,
They're
it's not.
playing
It's
Serbia.
just 3-on-3. I don't think it's like big three. I think it's just 3-on-3.
Well, 3-on. That's what kind of inspired it. Was the big three, Ice Cubes
okay.
kind of thing. Like he works with the Olympics, I believe, on like the rules. That's all right. Fuck yeah! All right, it's settled.
Yeah.
That's what we're gonna use. Copyright infringement. Don't come at us.
Yeah.
Anyway, we just want to touch on a couple things here and give the medal count.
Let's give that medal count
Let's do that first. I'm going to refresh it because something could have happened since then. All right.
This is playing while we're talking. Just go, dude.
All right, we're just going to go with it. All right, Japan leads with 7 gold medals. And then in second, China and Russia, and then Australia in third. But the United States, they're leading in total medals.
Yeah,
26.
that's right.
20.
Fuck yeah!
6. All right, it's not about all the gold medals that you get. It's about the
Quantity
quantity
over quality.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what the Olympics are all about. But just a couple stories we're going to touch on here. First off, if nobody saw it, Katie Ledecky, she's a fucking dolphin, dude. Fucking dolphin.
It was basically unnatural how much she won by.
Yeah. So there's a really viral video where she won by 20 seconds, finishes, and literally sits there, has a cup of tea, starts reading a book, checking the time, and then 20 seconds later, the rest of the swimmers
second
come back.
place shows up.
This was in the heat for the 1500. Okay, let's
Okay.
I want to hit it. There we go. That lasted. It was like confusing the way I think. I was like, I'm gonna lose
It was hard because it was like something. Fuck yeah!
I know. It was throwing my brain for a whirl. But yeah, so Katie Ledecky, she's a legend. She's won tons of medals in the Olympics. Probably one of the best female swimmers ever. And yeah, and that was the heat for the 1500, and then she'll race for gold, I believe, on Friday. But seems like she's got a good chance of winning.
Yeah, and then today, Simone Biles and the U.S. women's gymnastic team take home the gold, making Biles the most decorated gymnast in history.
Yep. Yeah, U.S. women, they just dominate in the Olympics, and it's pretty awesome.
Hey, let's not... Hey, the men,
They got bronze.
we got our first medal since like 2010 or something.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, all thanks to the nerdy guy doing the pommel horse.
Oh,
I guess like I'd missed it. I guess it was like really intense because they weren't sure if they were gonna even get the bronze, and it all hinged on this guy. He's like going viral right now.
Oh,
He
wow.
looks like a nerd.
Oh, that's
Everybody
funny.
thought he was just some random person just standing there for the U.S. team, like a towel guy or something. And then he walked up to the pommel horse, and then like he takes off his
Oh, my
glasses,
God.
and I guess he just dominated. It really was like it was amazing.
That's
so I
cool.
want to go back.
I need
and
to
watch
see
it.
this. Yeah.
But he's the reason why they ended up getting that bronze. They
And
had
that
to fight.
counts for one of the
Scratch
26
and claw
medals,
for
man.
it. There you go.
Quantity over quality.
Exactly. That's what that's the basis of this show.
Yep.
Is quantity over
Got
quality.
that. And you know U.S. is probably going to get the gold in basketball, so we can count that one.
we got that one. That one's a slam dunk. I did want to bring up something else though, which is pretty wild and sad to think about. There is a little bit of a discrepancy in the gold medal bonuses
Glad you
between
brought this
countries
up.
because
Pretty sad.
the U.S. gold medal bonus $37,500.
Yeah. And
Which is a good chunk of change, but these people, they're in sports where they're not making, like, there's no, gymnasts can't go make $100 million playing their sport like, you know,
Chris,
the basketball players.
remember why we did Flavor Flav for the DDOE?
Yeah, he literally had to pay for them, and we've got another one today, actually, which is another crazy one.
Exactly. It's sad. Like that's why the Olympics, like we all watch it, but it's like we're a victim to it because their format and the way they've run things for so long is so ridiculous, and the way they treat their athletes is just, it's blasphemous.
Yeah.
So yeah, Flavor Flav, just to give everybody a little quick recap, he heard that the women's water polo team women on there had to work 3 jobs just to be able to keep
And they're the
staying
best
in there.
water polo team.
They've won gold medal the last 3 Olympics, and so he was like, "What in the hell?" So he's helping fund them to be able to go. It's just ridiculous. Like the whole idea and the whole format.
It's
of
all
all this,
screwed
it's
up.
bogus.
Yeah, but then you look over to go to, I believe it is
Hong
the
Kong.
Hong Kong, the
Yep.
gold medal bonus, $768,000. You know,
You think that would help these guys and maybe motivate them a little more?
Probably.
Yeah. Why don't you go ahead and do that?
Yeah, give them a little
You
bit
think
more
U.S.
money.
got the money to do it? Yes. Like,
Yeah.
just
Are you
answering my own
guys,
questions.
yeah, you guys saying Hong Kong's better than us now? What's going on here?
Yeah, for
What
real.
kind of blasphemy is this?
America's
Do I need-
number 1,
do I need to play
okay?
America fuck yeah again?
Apparently not number
Confused
1.
Chad again? Do
He
I
just
need
wants to play it again. All right. Maybe that's how we finished up the Olympics thing, too. Well, I think that should do it for Olympics, and we'll give you guys an update next week.
Yes, as it will still be going on.
Damn right. All right, let's
And
get
we'll
into
be creeping towards
Let me hear some Mills Lane.
Creeping towards football.
Let's get it on!
Let's
Damn
get
right.
it on.
So we had a UFC pay-per-view over the weekend.
We did.
Like Chris said, we both watched it, and
Watched the majority of it.
Yeah, it was not as exciting as some other cards.
No, man, I'm telling
Dana
you,
White-
I think more often than not, the fight nights have been better than all of the I don't know what you call them, the main events.
The pay-per-views.
The pay-per-views.
Yeah.
Okay,
So,
I could have just thought of that. I'm stupid.
It's tough. Like, Dana White was asked afterwards in the press conference, are you, because he did something new this time that he announced beforehand.
Bumped up the bonuses.
That he bumped them up to 100,000 instead of 50,000.
Wow.
And then when he was asked afterwards, is this something you'll move forward with? He laughed at it and scoffed. He was like, did it work now? We had 7 decisions in a row.
Yeah.
It didn't seem like it motivated these guys more.
Yeah,
so no.
exactly.
Yeah. It was pretty frustrating that there wasn't a whole lot of exciting finishes or anything like that, but we're just going to cover the top 2 fights. Leon Edwards versus Belal Muhammad. Holy cow, man.
Talk about just getting picked apart.
Yeah.
Like having a strategy and then just sticking to it and it working perfectly because Leon did not look interested at all in this fight. From round 1, he looked totally disinterested and like.
I didn't like his excuse either. Did you hear it after the fight? He said he was just like tired, like the last 2 to 3 weeks.
You do gotta think though, that is his hometown, so he's been there. It would be weird to be fighting at 5:30 in the morning.
Yeah,
that's gotta fuck.
Did
with
you see the
son.
video of the fans? There were fans there that were passed
Just
out,
falling asleep.
It's like, dude,
they'd probably been drinking since like 8 o'clock that night.
Oh, for real,
If not
man.
even before then.
That's what happened. Like they stayed up. They didn't want to wake up and go to the fight.
Well, and then I guess I heard too. Maybe you did as well. But during the last round, people started just leaving.
Oh wow!
Yeah, they started leaving. Leon walked his own crowd, dude.
Oh my god! Yeah,
but yeah, Belal looked. He looked like he wanted it.
That was amazing. Yeah. So before the fight, earlier in the week, he had told a reporter in an interview that he wanted to dominate him for 5 rounds. He said that there's times where if you get a knockout, then people are gonna say, "Oh, we got lucky." They just caught him.
Yeah.
Well, he wanted to prove people wrong by basically mauling them for 5 rounds. And it's a lot like what Khabib did to a lot of guys, where he didn't really finish guys too often. It was just ground and pound for 25 or 15 minutes straight.
Well,
and that's exactly what Belal did.
And what blew my mind, too, is he did the same thing every single time. He'd pepper him up top and get him up here, and then he'd just shoot and change levels.
Yeah.
And he... At no point, I don't think it was until maybe the 3rd round, which I think is one of the few rounds that Leon won, because I think he won 3 and 5, if I remember. But yeah, it was that 3rd round. He finally stopped him. He finally stopped him from shooting on him. I'm like, dude, why did it take you this long? He's literally been doing it like 5 times every round.
He finished up with 9 out of 13 takedowns, man.
Yeah.
That's insane when you think about Leon defended takedowns against Kamaru Usman and Colby Covington, so some of the best wrestlers out there.
Yeah.
And then Muhammad goes through there and just throws him around like a rag doll. I mean, he literally did throw him around. If you remember in that 3rd round, like
he
it's tough.
Slammed it. He's lucky he didn't break his neck.
I
dude.
was worried about
he
that, dude.
slammed him right on his head.
I mean, it was like a wrestling pile drive move, man, where his head
see
just
a bunch
goes
of guys like Stone Cold get his neck broken.
Yeah.
And shit.
I could not believe it didn't seem to phase him, or he even getting like knocked out.
It almost looked like he kind of went limp a little bit, but then I might have just been the shock. But yeah, he got fucked up, and there was that was like one of 3 times he slammed.
He
him
did.
On the ground.
He picked him up. He would like kind of grab him from his like crotch area, just
just-
underneath, and just throw him up and throw him down. There wasn't even like a whole lot of
And that was
technique
like the
to
mid
it.
rounds too. That was after he'd already been just dominating him. So.
You could tell how motivated he was, and I was going to mention this because when I heard afterwards that Belal said he wasn't going to give him a rematch for another 3 years, he's giving him the same treatment because Leon got he accidentally poked Bilal's eye, and then they had a no contest. Then Leon goes on to become the champion, and then doesn't give Belal a rematch for years.
Yeah.
And then when he finally does, Belal, he wanted to show him like what would have happened in the rest of that. I mean, like I said last week, like when I heard that Khabib said he found a way to beat Leon, and that's like what Belil said, that like they said they found a fault in him, and that's what Khabib told me. I was like, dude, sold. I'm picking you every time, man.
Yeah, and it was it's kind of like watching what's the word I'm looking for? Like what basketball is supposed to look like. It's kind of boring. It's not like, like it's just moving the ball around. That's kind of what this match was. It was just Bilal picking him apart, and it wasn't very entertaining. Yeah. It was just, but if you know what's happening, like he is totally just.
Yeah, if you're a casual
he's emasculating this guy right now in front of us. But yeah, in terms of like casual fans, you're like, that is kind of a bummer fight for the main event.
It really would. And for the main event, we've been spoiled with Alex Pereira knockouts, Justin Gaethje and Max Holloway. We have been spoiled. But for guys that like can appreciate wrestling, this was top-notch wrestling. The way he was taking him down, and then Leon would try to get away, and then he would just smash him up against the fence, wrap his leg around, and then he was just back in that same, he was stuck. Because like if he got taken down and there was like 2 minutes left in the round, that's how the round was ending, and then Belal wins that round. But
if Leon fought like he did the last minute of the 5th round for even one round, he probably would have won. Because when he landed that elbow, I was like, oh, he might
cut him open. He cut him open.
Get him. Yeah. He started dropping elbows, but he was too exhausted by then. So it was.
And we all had thoughts that he might be able to pull it off because of what happened with Usman. Usman dominated him for almost like pretty much 5 rounds in 50 seconds.
Yeah, it wasn't those brothers like, dude, you need to do something right now.
Then he lands that head kick. So we all knew like all it took was one strike from Leon. And that's what's insane is it wasn't even so much that Belal out-wrestled him. He kind of outstriked him, however you want to put that. But if you look at the numbers, I wish I would have had him available, but like the significant strikes go, he landed way more than Leon did. And that's insane because of how good Leon's kickboxing is. But now we have a new champion with Belal Muhammad, so I'm wondering if they're either going to make it a fight between Colby Covington and Shavkat, the undefeated guy, or just make Shavkat versus Belal Muhammad.
Yeah.
I think that might be the fight to make.
We'll see. You know what? Dana always has the final say in these things. So.
Well, it's not Dana. It's what's his name? It's George. It's
good
Dana kind of
George.
God damn it! It's like
George Constantopoulos.
Yep. Seinfeld. No, it's the guy that like runs it. He does all the matchmaking. But yeah, I think I'm really interested to see who Muhammad's going to get. But let's real quick get into Tom Aspinall and Curtis Blades, because this one we could pretty much cover in the same amount of time
that it happened. It was like basically a minute of a fight,
60 seconds on the dot.
Tom Aspinall, he didn't. It was kind of. He said it too. It was kind of sloppy. I mean, he's like I wasn't ready for Curtis's length. He's got extremely long arms, and he's like, there was a few punches I didn't think were going to hit me, and then all of a sudden I got punched in the face. So it's like he did get, there was a couple exchanges where I was like, oh, Curtis, that might look better at him striking right now. And then all of a sudden it happened in a flash of an eye. A straight left catches him on the jaw. That's pretty much what knocked him out. There was like an overhand right, but it pretty much looked like it grazed him, if anything.
I really don't even think it knocked him out. I think it stunned him because of how hard it was. And then I think he wanted to try to retreat. And he's just like a scared kid not wanting to get beat up by his older brother. And literally he's trying to run back. And then Tom is just an executioner to where he jumps on top of him. And those finishing punches are what's going to do it. And I think it was more of the fear of Tom Aspinall than the jab that knocked him out. I really think, because you see where Blades is like running away. And then Tom hops on him. And those like punches where you just
like punched him 9 times in the
side of the head, man. Oh my god.
Yeah, no, that's what he said afterwards too, and because I guess Curtis was saying it was kind of an early stoppage, and he's like, I hit him 9 times, and where was he gonna go?
He wasn't defending himself. He was getting hit, like just blundered in the head. So yeah, Tom Aspinall retains his title, and now all anybody can talk about is when is John Jones.
Well, he called him out, so
he did. That was good for him to call. I loved his way of doing it too. It wasn't like a really, I don't know, you know how you can get these like Conor McGregor like wrestling type of stupid
like,
call-outs.
if you think you're the best, then let's find out, more or less.
I don't have a problem with you personally. I just think I'm better. Like, what a better way to say that, man. That's a true martial artist. I love that.
let's run down Tom Aspinall's UFC career so far. His first fight, win KO TKO round 1, 1 minute. Second fight, win KO TKO round 1 minute 9 seconds. Third fight, knockout 1 minute 13 seconds. First round. His fourth fight, he lost. That was when his knee blew. Against Curtis Blades. That was 15 seconds. Next fight, submission, 3 minutes 45 seconds in the first round. Next fight, KO, 1 minute, or I'm sorry, round 1, 2 minutes 30 seconds. Next fight, submissions. This is the longest fight. 2 rounds, 1 minute and 9 seconds into the second round. And then the last 2 fights, both under a minute. Well, the second to last one was 1:35, but this dude's only fought for like 15 minutes total. He hasn't even fought like a full 5-round fight.
These guys are literally running into a buzzsaw, man.
Yeah.
I mean, it's what I'm saying is like if casual fans out there aren't aware of who he is, like watch one of these countdowns when they show that like his dad is literally like a martial artist, like a third degree BJJ black belt that's had Tom Aspinall in it since he was basically could walk. You know, that's why. You look at guys like Mahomes. You look at guys like Kobe Bryant.
Yeah.
You look at like some of the best baseball stars. Their dads. Anytime they had someone like Steph Curry. Steph Curry's dad was in the league. Del Curry. When you're raised in it, it's just like you're born in a laboratory almost.
Yeah, basically, because they could take all the shit they learned and
Christian
just
McCaffrey.
do that right away.
Yep.
Yeah, it's like, did you hear about his dad saying that he didn't let him squint? He had to wear, anytime he was outside, he had to have sunglasses on, especially on game day, because squinting was wasting energy.
Holy cow.
He got
That
IVs
is nuts,
every
man.
day, or every game day he got IVs. He was in bed at 7:30 every night. He was up at like 4 a.m. doing like practices and shit. And just like, that's why you're really
exactly.
good.
And you watch receiver and
you were
see
in a laboratory from the time you were like 3.
I mean, dude, while we were playing Super Nintendo and like dicking off in the summer and everything, I mean, I loved it. I loved my child, but like it's also great because greatness comes with a price, but then it's also like, damn, I mean, you think about all like the times they could have been hanging out with their friends or anything like that, because you watch receiver and you see Amon-Ra's dad, man, he was like built for success, built to be an athlete, like he would have accepted nothing less.
No, yeah. So I mean, there's a reason why. But one big shout out, the Patty fight was awesome.
That was
just
cool.
because that King Green guy's talking so much shit, and then he got fucked up.
He got
broke
submitted,
his
dude.
arm.
Yeah. And it was funny because Patty even mentioned in the press conference, he's like, yeah, the ref kind of sucked. He was out for like 3 seconds beforehand.
He's like, before I even had the armbar on him, and then he's like, and then I felt his arm just crunch. He's like, it was nasty.
Oh,
and it's just like, damn, dude.
But I mean, they're really going to have to give Patty's now in the top 15. So, I mean, the hype train is real. He's undefeated in the UFC. So they're going to have to give him a real test. Oh, man, he's nuts. And, dude, he's got such good interviews. I always love watching the press conferences after these fights.
Yeah.
And so I was watching his, and he was like, yeah, because one thing that's a theme of his, everybody keeps talking about, is how they don't expect him to be great. And he's mentioned that. He actually kind of like talks about it. He's like, yeah, because everybody thinks I look like a 14-year-old girl.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, they don't really, he doesn't look like a big, bad, scary guy.
No.
But he is, like when he gets
we were
to
just
fighting.
talking about like the craziness from that picture of him from January till you see him in that fight last night. It's like, dude, I don't even know how it's possible.
It's demoralizing because it takes me like 5 months to lose 10 pounds.
Yeah,
you know?
he loses like 40 in like 2 months, and he's like cut beyond belief.
It's ridiculous.
So yeah, good for him.
Yeah.
But that's pretty much gonna wrap it up for the UFC.
Do you want to mention we do have a really good fight night coming up this upcoming Saturday. It is an early one, so that'll be cool. It's in Abu Dhabi, and Corey Sandhagen, Denver's own, is going to be fighting Nurmagomedov. That's Habib's brother or cousin, I believe it is.
Isn't his name Khabib Nurmagomedov?
This guy's Umar Nurmagomedov.
Dude, those names
and
are
it's probably
crazier than the Russian names at this point.
Yeah.
These Dagestani names.
It's like a province of Russia, but it's all those Russian names are so tough. But dude, this is Corey Sandhagen's toughest match. Umar is a minus 310 favorite, so yeah, hella good. And that dude Shara, That's with one eye's fighting. I forgot about that.
Which
Shara
is crazy. Dude's straight
Magomedov.
up blind in one eye, in his right eye, which I believe is his leading eye.
That's why he can't fight in Vegas. Yeah, the fighting commission won't let him. He can't fight in, I believe it's in America. I don't know if there's any fighting commissions that'll let him.
Because he's blind?
Yeah,
That's messed
certain
up,
rules
dude.
and stuff. Yeah, it's like, dude, they're mixed martial arts.
Those
Just let them
A-list
fight.
bastards.
But look at a few of these other fights from the fight night, dude. It's just totally touching on the point how, like, they're better sometimes. So, yeah, Shara's fighting. Then Marlon Vera versus Deiveson Figueiredo. And then 2 former champs. And then Tony Ferguson versus Michael Chiesa. I mean, then Mackenzie Dern versus, this lady's name's funny, Lupi Godinez. Lupi. Yep.
Oh, is it Lupe?
Loopy. So
Oh,
like
it literally
loopy
is
teens.
like loopy.
Yeah, I know. It was kind of funny looking. But
Loopy.
yeah, dude, great fight card there.
Yeah. That sounds like it's better than the one we just watched. I don't know.
We'll see. Hopefully it ends up. Corey Sandhagen's fight. So he's the Sandman. Represent Colorado proud. Always a fan of his.
Yeah. Looking forward to it. Well, it's that time of the show where the man, the myth, the legend himself, Mr. John Daly, is going to grip it, rip it, and sip it hard. But he's also going to hit it hard, as you are about to hear right now.
I hit it hard, man. So far, man. No laying up, no holding back. Ain't afraid of nothing, it's a natural fact. I hit it long, man. Till it's gone, man. Keep taking chances, live it large. I hit it hard.
Dang. Well, it is time for the DDOE. That's right, the Daily Dose of Excellence. And much like Flavor Flav, this one is a little bit of a good story where someone is using their funds to make other people's dreams come true. And this week, it is LUOL DENG.
Yep.
He played, he's a former NBA basketball player, played for 5 teams during an NBA career that spanned 16 seasons. He was an all-star with the Chicago Bulls in 2011 through the 2012 season and the 2012 to 2013 season. He also earned a 4-year, fully guaranteed $72 million contract with the Lakers, but now he is on to bigger and better things as he is leading the charge for South Sudan's, miraculous Olympic basketball team that has now come to basically, they almost beat the U.S. team in the
very close exhibition
in
game.
the exhibition games, and this was a country that didn't exist 15 years ago, and now here it is, out there competing in the Olympics, and it's all due to LUOL DENG, who, as the coach Royal Ivy said, has been funding this thing for 4 years out of his own pocket. He pays for gyms, hotels, plane tickets, everything. Kudos to LUOL and the staff. We wouldn't have been able to put this team together without them. And this is coming from a country that doesn't even have, I believe, any indoor gymnasiums or basketball courts. So they have been having to train in Rwanda. Then they traveled to Spain. They're moving around a lot, taking long flights, and giving up exit rows to 7-footers. So these guys are flying like commercial. They're not getting, and most, unless you're the U.S. Olympic team, and LeBron's probably paying for a charter, you are probably flying, commercial. So
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, South Sudan didn't exist 14 years ago and only played its first official men's basketball game 7 years ago, but is now finally being recognized on the world stage.
And they'll be playing USA tomorrow.
Yeah, and they nearly, like I said, beat them if it wasn't for LeBron James hitting game-ending 2-point layup to beat them 101-100. Yeah. So,
well, I want to read this quote here by LUOL DENG, the DDOE. I think it really wraps up this whole story and wraps up what we're about here on the podcast, dude.
Oh, yeah, I love it.
All right, sports brings unity. It allows people to see the possibility of working together. The competition takes people's minds away from other things. I think basketball in the last 4 years has played a huge role in our peace and our development. His brother concurred. Yeah. Pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so their brothers are like, I guess, like LUOL DENG and his brother are a big part of like making that team.
The Dangs.
Yep. Dang good.
I went to high school with an Asian kid named Jimmy Dang.
Oh, that's cool.
He was a wild little kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. That's awesome.
Yeah, I don't know why I told that story, but it
Dude,
just made me
cool
think
story,
of
bro.
it. Cool story. Yeah, cool story, bro. Well, that wraps it up. That's episode 94 of Fringe Fanatics in the books. We like to thank each and every one of you for joining us each and every week. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and hit the notification bell so you know when we release new stuff. We're putting out tons of content. Make sure you're liking and sharing it. And as always, we love you guys. We'll see you next week. Chad Lee, I love you, buddy.
And next week, we got Jeremy Nichols on. If anybody ever saw the viral video of the Nuggets, then that's the guy that we'll be having on.
Yes, we will.
Yep.
And we'll see you then.
It was good talking to you guys.
Toodles.